Hello everyone. Okay. Hi there. I'm just setting up. I've just got home from work, so just rushed in to do this live. I was supposed to start about half an hour ago. Hi Cindy. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Hello Raoul. How are you? See you when? Thursday. Okay. We're going to do a class on the conditionals today. It's going to be a bit of a quick one because, as I said, just rushed straight home from work, and I'm still sort of like setting up stuff. I was supposed to start half an hour ago. That's what time I set the event for. But anyway, so I'm just waiting for a few more people to come in while they are. Just to let you know, my class is in Tenerife. You can find out about them on islaidiomas.com. Let's see if I can get my live on here so I can read your comments a lot easier. Has it just turned upside down? Let's see. Anyway, it's probably going to turn upside down again now. No, there we go. It's okay. Right, okay, so Isla Idiomas is my website address for my academy here in the south of Tenerife. So if you want presencial classes, then just check out this if you live in Tenerife and you're in or around Playa San Juan. I do put materials for teaching and learning English, which you can find on classroomgames.net, and on all the socials, my username is @Isla Thank you for the likes. Okay, if you like what I'm doing, then like and follow. That's what I asked for. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the conditionals. So I'm just going to be explaining about the conditionals, and if we have enough time, I have a little game that we can play. Hopefully it will work in TikTok Live. But in my normal way, I'm going to be using lots of colours to help show you how these things work. So our class for today is on conditionals. Depending on your level, you will be doing different conditionals. Maybe you're just doing the first, or the zero and the first conditional, maybe the second conditional, and if you're a little bit higher level, you'll be doing obviously the third conditional. So our conditionals, let me see where the edge of my screen is here. And on this side it goes up to here. Okay, so I can see what you can see. Right, so we're going to split our board into two parts. One part is going to be the if clause, and the other side is going to be the main clause. Okay, so conditionals are made up of two parts normally. The if clause, which is the bit that starts with the word if. It can also start with other words like, I don't know, off the top of my head. This is what happens when you get to 50 years old, you forget things. Anyway, usually starts with if. It can also start with, I'll come to it later. And then the main clause. The main clause can also be called the consequence. Consequence. O consecuencia. Okay, la consecuencia. So, if si este pasa, eso es la consecuencia. Okay, if clause, main clause. They can be changed round. You can start with the main clause and then finish with the if clause. So you can say, este pasó, este va a pasar si este pasa. Yeah, so it can be the other way around. There is no order. You can put one first or the other first. But for the purposes of this class, we're starting with the if clause and then the main clause. Okay? So, there are four conditionals, not five, four. And they are the zero conditional, the first conditional, see if I've got enough board space here, the second conditional, and the third conditional. Okay, I might have to bend down a lot for the bottom. The zero conditional is often called the real conditional. And that is because if you are, here I'm going to put 100% true. Okay, let me move over here. 100% true if it is the zero conditional. And if it is the third conditional, which is often called the unreal conditional, it is 0% true. So this is the level of truth. Okay, this is our gradient of truth for our conditionals. I'm a teacher, I'm 27 now, so I forget things in the worst moment. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm also 50, and at that time in my life where I get a bit of brain fog. So yeah, that's sort of happening to me a lot these days. My memory is a lot less than it used to be, and it's really, really annoying me, you know. So we have an if clause and a main clause. And in the zero conditional, our true sentence is 100% true. So for example, a very good example of this is scientific facts. Okay, so if I said if, it starts with an if I boil, oh sorry, if I heat water, better. I always, if I heat water, si yo caliento el agua, if I heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, yeah, if I heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, okay, I know that it's a bit more, if you heat water at sea level at 100 degrees Celsius, I know it's got to do with pressure, but just for clarity's sake, if I heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. Okay? Si yo caliento el agua hasta 100 grados, se hierve. Okay, it boils. So, we're talking about something that is true, because if you heat something to 100 degrees, if you heat water to 100 degrees, it boils. It is a scientific fact. Hello cat, are you going out? Do you want to say hello? No? Bye-bye. My cat has just jumped up here. So, when we're talking about true facts, for example, the sun is hot, yeah? If I fly to the sun, I die. Yeah, this is a true sentence. And when we use this in the zero conditional, we recognise the zero conditional because our first verb is using the present simple, and the second verb is also using the present simple. Okay, so if a condition is 100% true, we use the present simple and the present simple. It could be negative as well. If I don't heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it doesn't boil, yeah? Or if I, for example, I am diabetic, I might say if I eat a lot of sugar, I have a reaction, for example. because it's true that this will happen if you do this thing. So your if clause is what you will do, and your consequence is what will happen as a consequence of that. So the main clause is your consequence. Then we have our first conditional. So this is our zero conditional. Put some dots across there. Then we have our first conditional, second, third. Okay, our first conditional is something that can be anything from 99% true through to maybe about 49%, no, 50% truth or 51%. It doesn't matter. It's quite ambiguous in this area. So this might be down the bottom here would be 1%. Okay, so anywhere sort of in that sort of area from 99% through to sort of midway. So you have to think about the probability of doing something. What is the probability of this thing happening? And then decide on what conditional. So these two conditionals, depending on the probability, can be quite interchangeable. Whereas this one and this one, no. That's either 100% true or that's 0% true. And I'll explain why this one is 0% true in a bit. So if, for example, if I eat, I don't know, lots of cake, I will get fat, maybe. Get fat? No, get fat. I might. It's not 100% certain, but if I just eat lots and lots of cake and my calorie intake is higher than I can burn off, then it's pretty certain that I will put on weight. I could say put on weight there. A little bit nicer. Put on weight. Okay, so that's, it may not be 99% true, it may be 50% true, or the possibility of this happening, but it's still reasonably certain that this is a consequence of me doing this. So here we have eat, I eat, and put are our verbs. So eat is present simple. And then we've got will plus present simple. Will plus infinitive, present simple. Okay. Now we're moving on to our second conditional, and our second conditional is something that is a little, you have a trick, if the conditional, I have a trick with the conditionals. If the conditional starts with would, it has to end in has. I agree, yes, but it's a little bit more than that, but yes, that's a good trick. Because there are two, aren't they? Well, we've got this one. If I won the lottery, I would buy a house. Now this has would in it, but this doesn't have in it, or has in it. That's because what you're talking about is actually the third conditional. So there are two of them that have would in. One is the second conditional and one is the third conditional. Now, and I'll tell you why. This is almost 100%. It's like 1% or not as real as this. This is a really good sentence for illustrating this. If I won the lottery, I would buy a house, because the chances of you winning the lottery are very, very small. When it's 6 balls on the Primativa or on the Euro Milliones or something like that, I think the odds to win, the chances of winning, are 15 million to 1. Okay, so it's a very, very small possibility that you will win the lottery. You don't see very well from the lights. Yeah, let me see if I can turn these ones off. If that's better. I have 2 lots of lights on, so is that better? Let me see. If I stand in front of it, it is, isn't it? Let's see what I can do with this one. Maybe I can stick it up a bit. Because it's very dark at this time of night without the lights on. Is that a bit better? This is eat here. Eat. Okay. Maybe I can write it down here. Eat. You can see better there. Yeah, that's better. So, if I eat lots of cake, I will put on weight. So let's repeat. That better? You're welcome. Because it's the same for everyone, isn't it? I'll just have a reflection from a light. I'm getting a new light, but it won't be here until I get back from England, going on holiday. So until then I have to use one from upstairs in my house. So if I eat lots of cake, I will put on weight, is the first conditional. That is quite true. Whereas the second conditional, if I won the lottery, winning the lottery is a very minuscule amount of chance that you will do that. I would buy a house. But if I did win the lottery and I had lots of money, I would buy a house. That's what I'd do with it. So this is why this is in this area. So it's sort of maybe from 49% down to 1% of truth in that, a possibility. So this has would in it, like we were saying. This is the past simple. In the first verb, in the if clause verb, and then in the main clause verb we have would plus the verb, the infinitive, plus the present simple. Okay? Would plus, you could call it the infinitive, you could call it the present simple, it still goes the same way. So, I would buy a house if I won the lottery. So this is not as certain in life. Then we get into our third conditional. This is our unreal conditional. And the reason it's unreal is because it's something that can never happen because the condition has already passed. Okay? An example of this would be if I had studied, and this is where you get in your had, yeah, or have, I would have passed the exam. So let's move that 1% up a bit, 1% up to 49% maybe, and this is 50% down to 99%. Let's see. Okay, so this is why this is 0%. This is why you will never ever, this will never happen. It's like, in English we've got a word called hindsight. It's like vista retrospectiva, I think that is in Spanish, I'm not sure. If you let me know if that's correct. Hindsight is looking back at things you could have done differently. So you can also say with this, if you're doing like a speaking exam or a written exam or anything like that, you want to use conditionals, you could say, with hindsight, I would have passed the exam. With hindsight, I would have passed it. So this would go on the other side if you're doing the main clause first. With hindsight, I would have passed the exam if I had studied. And that's a really nice sentence to have. That's a lovely one. Yeah. If I had studied, I would have passed the exam. With hindsight, I would have passed the exam if I had studied. Now let's look at the construction of the third conditional. We have had and studied, which is our past perfect, because have is the auxiliary in all perfect tenses, and studied is the past participle. So this is the past perfect tense. My board's coming off the wall here. So this is the past perfect, and then we have would here, would, and then we have again and past. So this is have in the present tense, so, and this is the past participle, so this is the present perfect. So this is why you have in there. It's como haber. It's using have with haber. So you would plus your present perfect. Okay? So, past perfect, would plus present perfect. But we still have would in the second conditional as well. This is would and present, or would and the infinitive. Let's call it infinitive, because if you say you, or well, he or she, then you don't put an S on it, but you wouldn't anyway with a would you? Because it's a modal, but just so that we don't confuse. So will plus infinitive. It's the same in English, it looks the same. Okay, so will there, would in the second, and in the third, would plus have. So you got would and have, or just would and by, or there would and the verb here. So that's how you tell the difference between the different conditionals. So if you're doing like grammar, grammar exercises where you have to fill in the difference, you just try and remember the algebra of the language, which is, okay, 0 is present, present. First is present, will and infinitive. Second, past, would plus infinitive. Third, past perfect, would, present perfect. And once you learn that, you can see, you just see the if, unless, there we go. Finally, unless is another one we can see instead of if. Unless, yeah. If or unless. Unless is like si no. Finally, it got there, it came back, didn't it? It happens like that. So, if you want to take a screenshot, I'll move out of the way. Okay, and I'll try and get my move out of the way. If anyone wants to take a screenshot, do so now, because I will be rubbing it off in a second so that we can play a little game. Okay, and this game is called Consequences. Okay, and when I was little, we used to, you know, have a game where someone would write something, then someone would have to write something else. You'd fold it over. It's similar to that, except we're just going to do it on the board, and you can give me your answers in the comments. We're going to play it with the first conditional, and then the second conditional. You can play it with these two. You can't really play it so much with the third, and it's a bit boring with the first conditional. So, so I'm going to rub this off now. If you didn't manage to get a screenshot, I will be uploading this live to YouTube. Islaidiomas on YouTube. I upload all my lives on there. I download them and then upload them onto YouTube, so you can go and watch them another time if you missed them. So if you want, follow me on YouTube as well, and you'll see, if you follow this account here on TikTok, you'll be notified of other lives when I go live. I would appreciate likes and follows, because I'm trying to get to 10,000 followers so that I can use the Creator Fund to fund classes for students that can't afford them here in Tenerife. So it would help if you followed along, obviously only if you find what I do interesting and you want to. Also sharing as well to other people would help as well. So we're going to do this with the second conditional. Shall I keep the green pen? I think so. I'll show you how it works. So we'll start with the sentence that we had. We'll do it with the first conditional first. So we'll do first. That says seventh, doesn't it? We don't want the seventh conditional because it doesn't exist. First conditional. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So we're using our if clause first. So what did we say in the if I eat a lot of cake, I will put on weight. So I'll start with that. If I eat a lot of cake, I will I will put on weight. Oh, I said, didn't I? Put on. I will put on weight. Voy a engordarme. Yeah, I will put on weight. So, what your job is, we're going to take our main clause and we're going to make it the if clause. Okay? And then we're going to come up with a new main clause that carries on. So each time the consequence will be different from but the if clause will be following on from that. I'll show you what I mean. So we've got if I eat a lot of cake, I will put on. Where's my cat's food going off? I will put on. Put on is a phrasal verb, but the only part that conjugates is put. Yeah, but it's after will anyway, so it doesn't need to conjugate. So we're going to take that and put it in this sentence. So our next sentence will be if I put on weight, what will happen? What's this? It sounds like British, but she lives in Tenerife, right? Yes, Patri. I live in Tenerife. I live in sort of like the southwest. I have an academy in Playa San Juan, but I am from Manchester. I have lived in Tenerife for 23 years. Llevo 23 años aquí en Tenerife. Okay. Antes, before, I worked in the schools como auxiliar de conversación. I worked in the schools for 6-7 years, many years ago, about 15 years ago, and I have had my academy since I left the schools. When there was a project, the Auxiliares de Conversación project, which was run by the Canarian government, and they stopped the project in 2011. And when they stopped the project, I opened my academy, and I've been there ever since. So, but I am from Manchester. I'm from the UK. I'm native English. My 2 daughters were born here in Tenerife. but now they both live in England. They're both studying in England. Okay, so if I eat a lot of cake, I will put on weight. If I put on weight, what answers do you have? What can you come up with? If I put on weight, what will happen? What is the consequence? So you're going to need your subject, I, you, he, she, or it. In this case, it's probably going to be I, because it'll be the same person. I then will. I will. What will happen? What will be the consequence? I will feel much better, will I? If I will feel much better. Okay, that's one answer. Anyone else got another one? Much better. Yeah, because I've eaten all the cake. I will buy new clothes, because we're doing this in the first conditional. So I will buy new clothes. Yeah, that's I will buy new clothes. Anyone got a funny one or something? I will need to go to the gym. Yeah. Okay, this is good. So which one shall we have? I will need to go to the gym. I like that one. Okay, I will buy new clothes as well. I put on weight, I will, okay, let's say need. Because that's nice, because we've got need to, and then we've got another verb as well. Go to the gym. Okay, so now we're changing. We're going to change this. So will, need to, as well. Need to as a, a verb. So we'll stick that over there. So now we're going to say, if I, well, we're not going to say if I will need to go to the gym. We'll say if I go to the gym, won't we? Because this will be if I go to the gym, or if I, actually maybe buy new clothes might be more, might be a better, something that we can get a better consequence out of. Okay, so let's do that. If I will buy new clothes, because, now, these don't have to follow on from each other, okay? So if I buy new clothes, this is a new starting point. So don't think about this when you're answering it. If I buy new clothes, what will happen? I don't know why the comment is blocked if I say in English, no comeré más. Me neither, no comeré más. I will, I will not eat more. Or I won't eat more, isn't it? I won't eat more. I don't know, why would that be blocked? Is that TikTok? I've not said anything. Yeah, it's not any settings I've put up because I don't know how to put settings on. Okay, if I buy new clothes, I will buy new clothes. I will brag about it. What a nice word. I will brag about it, yeah. I will buy a new closet, yeah. So you'd have to get a bigger closet. I will get a bigger closet. Some really nice ones here. If I buy new clothes, I like brag. If I buy new clothes, I will brag about it. Yeah, if I brag, but then our next one's going to be a bit, so I will buy a new closet. In English, in British English, we say wardrobe, and in American English, closet. Okay, so in British English, so if you go into the UK, people will know what you talk about though. If you say closet, people know because there's so much American TV. If I buy new clothes, I will buy or maybe get a new, we'll put closet because that's what you said. Okay, I will get a new closet or I will buy a new closet. So here we have will, let me use the same colours that I'm doing. Will and buy again. So we're going over there. If I buy a new closet or a bigger closet or something, what will happen? I will have to trash old clothes. That's a good word as well. Trash. To trash something, to throw it away. See, we can all learn new words off each other. If I buy new clothes, I will brag about it. I will brag is to say, oh look everyone, I've got new clothes, look at all my clothes, they're great, aren't they? As you can see, I don't really buy a lot of new clothes. I always wear band t-shirts because I'm trying to educate everyone to listen to better music in my classes. So Talking Heads, everyone, very good band. Okay, if I buy new clothes, I will buy a new closet. If I buy a new closet, what we're going to put in our closet? I have to trash old clothes. I do like that. I will have to trash. Let's do trash because it's not got buy. And I will trash my old clothes. If I trash, let's have a look at that one. Trash my old clothes. What will happen if you trash all your old clothes? What will happen? I will have nothing to wear. I will be naked. Do I have to use, instead of trash, to dispose? You can use dispose as well. It's a synonym. I will change my style. Okay, that's a good one. I will change my style. I will change my style. Anyone? Haha, naked, yeah. Well, they say in Spanish, en pelotas, nude, naked. What are the other synonyms for that? Yeah, I will trash my clothes. I will change my style. I won't be naked. I will change. So, will, you can also use won't. Yeah, you can make things negative. Instead of trash, could we also say throw away? Yes, we could. Desnudo, yeah. Why is it called that TV programme? What's it? Something en pelotas. The one where all the people get completely naked and go and survive in the jungle for 21 days or something. I won't buy expensive clothes. Excellent, really nice sentences here. Naked Attraction, yeah, that's in English. No, Naked Attraction's a different show. Naked Attraction is the one where they see each other naked and I've heard about this, I've not seen it, and they have to decide whether or not they like each other or something. Afraid and something like that, yeah. Okay. So if I trash my clothes, I will change my style. Okay, so then we're going to take this over here. So we're going to say, I will change, if I change my style, if I change my style, what will happen? If I change by put, there we go. If I change my style, what's going to happen? Something like that. Let's have a look. Okay, if I change my style, my eyesight, I have to keep coming in close to see the comments. I do have my iPad here as well, which is a little bit bigger for me to read comments on the side, but they come through slightly later, so it's a bit off-putting. So if I change my style, my husband will not recognise me. If I change my style, I don't know. I will get a new job, I don't know. I will become a model if I change my style. Any suggestions? What do you think? If I change my style, when we get to the bottom of the thing, we'll do the second conditional. I will feel better about myself. Nice. I will feel better. To feel better. Okay. I will feel better about myself. This is a great game. Sorry, I've been talking all day, so my voice is going a bit. This is a really great game for teachers, without, if there's any teachers watching as well, that you can do in class, and you don't need any materials at all. I really like games like this that you don't need anything. So you can just draw something on a whiteboard, and there you go. You've got a game. So I will feel better about myself. So if I change my style, I will feel better about myself. Let's do one more, last one for the first conditional. If I feel better, now it could be if I feel better or if I feel better about myself. Yeah, we could do both. If I feel better, I'll just put if I feel better because then we can have more consequences. If I feel better, what will I do? I will go for lunch with my friends. If I feel better, I will treat myself to a holiday. If I feel better, I will be another person. Who put that one? I didn't see that one. Danielle. If I change my style, I will be another person. If I'm another person, then what will happen? I will be happy all day. If I feel better, I will be happy. I will be happy. Yes, you will. Okay. So there you go. I will travel abroad alone. Oh, yes. I like travelling alone. You meet new people. I always try and stay in hostels so that you get to meet new people and you're forced to speak to people. I think that's really good. Okay, so that's our first conditional. If we do the same, and now if you think about how it works with the second conditional. So I played this game with the first and second conditional. It's good to practice, so when you're speaking you get used to changing them up, the sentences over. And it's good in the second conditional as well because you're going from past to infinitive, yeah? Whereas in the first conditional, in the second conditional it's a little bit easier because you're not having to transfer the verb over. So this will be our second conditional. So we have our if clause. So let's say this is I like the consequences in this version because it can be a little bit more imaginative. If I won, so if we're starting with the sentence we had earlier, if I won the lottery. Sorry, no, this is the one that's in the past, isn't it? So this is a little bit harder to do. If I won the lottery, I would buy a house, or a new house. And a new house? No. A new house. I always try and rub it off with my finger and then end up smudging it everywhere. It looks... I would buy a new house. So we're taking I would buy, and this is where it can sort of be a bit confusing. So we're taking buy, we have to put it into the past. So if I bought a new house, so that would be our thing. If I bought a new house, I don't know, maybe I would, trying to make the sentence quickly is difficult for me, and the game is is helpful. Excellent, good. You can practice this on your own. This is a really good thing that you can do, is you can do it on your own. So if you need to practice conditionals, excellent game to do. You could play it with your friends in a group, in a class. Yeah, one person says one, then the next person says the next sentence, the next person says the next. I would invite all my friends to a party. You're on the same wavelength as I am. I would invite my friends to our party. I can't fit it on the screen. I would invite all my friends to a party. So I'm not going to put the next one here. Can you think of what it is? So if I bought a new house, I would invite my friends to a party. What would be the past tense of invite? Do we know? I would be more comfortable, yeah. I would move out of my mother's house. Excellent. Yeah. Invited, yeah. So if I invited, or if I had a party, you could say as well, invited all my friends to a party. What would happen at the party? What's going to happen at this party? If I invited all my friends to a party, everyone would get drunk. If I invited all my friends to a party, it will cost me a lot of money. What would happen at your party? Lados would appear at the party. Who's Lados? I don't know. This is. I would have to clean up after them. Yeah, the party would be fun, wouldn't it? You've got to tell me who Lados is. The party would be fun. If I invited all my friends to a party. Any more? Okay, we would have fun. I'll just put lots of fun or something like fun. No, we wouldn't have fun. We'd have fun. Okay, so then we would have fun. So the past of have is very easy. Lado is an influencer, a bad one, is he? I must go and look him up. Had, yeah. The next one, if we, so we're now changing if we had fun, what would we do? If we had a lot of fun, if we got drunk, or if we could say anything we want. If we had fun, we would, or I would, or they would. What would we do if we had fun? We would go to an attraction park or Disneyland. I don't know. We would sing very loudly. Excellent. We would sing very loudly. Fantastic. That's going to give us a really nice continuation, isn't it? Because it's nice if you can. I would enjoy more. We would experience together a handover. What's a handover? I'm not sure what that is, but we would experience something together. We would experience stuff together. Okay, we would sing very loudly. So past of sing, excellent. Because it's irregular. So hangover. Yes. Hangover. We would have a hangover. You can say we would have a hangover. Rather, it sounds a bit more natural than experience a hangover. We would have a hangover. We would all have a hangover, a huge hangover. I get hangovers a lot now, so I don't drink as much. I don't drink anymore. Because every time I drink, I have very bad hangovers. I'm not used to it. So we would sing very loudly. So we're going to say, if we, our past of sing is, past of sing. It takes a while for the sang. There we go. All our verbs are coming through now. If we sang very loudly, what would happen if we sang very loudly? What would happen if we sang very loudly? What's going to happen? I'm really excited to know what's going to happen in this story now. If we sang very loudly, our neighbours would complain. We would have no voice. Okay, we would have no voice. My neighbourhood would call, my neighbours would call the police. Neighbourhood is the area where you live. Neighbours are the people that live in the area. I like that one. Our neighbours would call the police. Because then we can have something. Our neighbours. Right, in America, they write this word without the U. They would write neighbours. Like that. In England, we use a U in it. It's O-U-R-S. Okay? Quite a few words in English. In American, there are differences. But if you're using, if you're doing an exam or anything like that and doing a writing bit, if you use the American spellings, you must use them all the way through. If you use English spellings, you must use them all the way through. What they don't like in exams is when you mix and match. So if you use American spellings sometimes and then English spellings other times. So pick one, either American English or British English, and just learn that spelling. Okay? But just for clarity's sake, this is how we spell it in the UK. This is how they spell it in America. Okay, I'm going to use the UK spelling because I'm English, I'm British English, and we're the best, sorry. Our neighbours, what did we say? It's gone past now. Our neighbours would call the police. Would call. So there's our would call the police. Police, I don't know whether it'll fit. Police. Okay, so now we're going over here. Call is regular. Okay, call is regular, so we're starting with if our neighbours, and then regular, called, yeah, called the police. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Good night to everyone. Good night, Nazira. If our neighbours called the police, what's going to happen? We would get fined. Nice word. A fine, for anyone else that doesn't know, is a multa. Okay, we would get fined. Nice word. We would have a problem. We certainly would. We'd have a really big problem. What does it mean? We would be angry. We certainly would be angry, wouldn't we? We would get arrested. Get arrested is what the police do. They arrest people in English. We must turn the volume down. Yeah, we would turn the volume down. Maybe. We would turn the volume because we're using would plus the verb. We would turn the volume down, we would have a problem, we would be angry, we would get fined. Question tags are also fun to learn. They are. Shall we do question tags another day? I'll write that down on my list of things because I was making a list earlier today. I love question tags. I love passive as well. Did passive last week, I think. I love the passive. I found a game that we can do in the passive as well. We would explain our side of the story. Yeah, we would explain. Which one shall we have? Which one would make a good next one? Gas station, petrol station. Yeah, gas is spelt with one S. Eggplant, aubergine. Aubergine in England. Eggplant in America, yeah. Aubergine as well is spelt with an A, not an O. Yeah, aubergine. We would have no voice. So we must turn the volume down. We would get fined, I think. I think we would get fined. Because I want to know what we're getting, what's happening with our money afterwards. We would get fined. So, get in past is if we got, there we go, if we got, find, what would happen? We would lose all our money. We would be skint. There's a nice word for you, skint. To be skint in English means to not have any money. Yeah, skint. Where shall I write that? Over here, skint. It's a bit of a slang word. Can you see that? Oh, it's gone off the edge, hasn't it? Let me bring it here a bit. Skint. Skint is to not have any money. Tacaño is one of my favourite words in Spanish. That's not skint though. Tacaño in English is stingy. Stingy. Stingy is tacaño. Someone mentioned that to me. In England, we consider people from Yorkshire or people from Scotland are often called stingy. Though it's not really true. It's just, you know how people say they give certain sort of things to people from different areas. So for example, when you have jokes, you in England you have an English, Irish and Scotsman joke, and in those jokes it's always the Irish person that's the stupid one, which is the punchline in the joke. Punchline is the funny bit of a joke. Stingy means stubborn. No, stingy means tacaño. Means you're very tight with your money. There's another word, tight. Stingy or tight. Tight is apretado, yeah? Es como tu bolsillo es apretado y no puedes sacar el dinero. I need to learn English. I need to learn other languages too. I can help you learn English, but agarrado. What's agarrado? Is agarrado tight or stingy as well? Agarrado. Like that. I like that. I have what I do with, I can't show you because you're on my phone. On my telephone, in fact I might be able to show you on my iPad. This is what, if I close TikTok and open notes, because it syncs to my iPad as well, I have on here, where is it? Spanish I'm looking for. Spanish expressions. So I have a list. This is what I do, is on my notes when I'm out and about, people say a word that I find funny or I really like, and it's different, or I'm watching a Netflix show and a word comes up and I write them down in here with the translation so that I can then go back, read, and in the future I might read them again, and eventually they go into my head. So I've got things like PDP, tipsy in English, PDP, or tregua, a truce, pelele was one that I liked. I saw that on a TV programme, which in English you'd say a dummy or an idiot. Let me just verify that I'm still here to TikTok. Okay. So you can have really tacaño, ser una rata, tight or stingy in English. So I do that so that I can, so all my words are here, and anything that I find interesting I just put in this and I just add to it as I go on, and then I read through it bit by bit. So it's a good way to build your vocabulary, because you can teacher, yes, I live in Spain. You live in Spain, do you? Where are you from, Fatty, then? If you live in Spain and are you Spanish, or are you from somewhere else and you live in Spain? ajustado. Ajustado, is that another one for... Where do I live? I live in Tenerife. I live in the Canary Islands, and I have lived in Tenerife for 23 years. So anyway, we're going. If we got fined, what's happening? I don't know what's happening. If we got fined, what would happen? We would lose all our money. I'm South African but live in Spain. Ah, South African, really? Oh, okay. I have friends from South Africa. They would be at ease. We wouldn't have money. We wouldn't, no. If we were fined, we wouldn't have any money. If we got fined, so now we go in negative. That's a good one. We wouldn't, put me apostrophe in the wrong place. Wouldn't have any money. Okay, so wouldn't have any money. If we, so we've got wouldn't have, then we're going to take that into the past. Well, it's past simple. So instead of wouldn't have, does anyone know what it would be? We would have less money. Yeah, we would have less money. But I'm going to use this because it's a negative. It would be had, but we need to, because it's negative, we need to put something else in there too. Because it's wouldn't have, it's a negative. So we're going to do that here as well in the past simple. This is why I use this one. If we didn't have, because it's negative, yeah. If we didn't have any money, so this is a completely new situation now. If we didn't have any money, what would we do? Yeah, that's right. Danny Ruby, yeah, that's right, exactly. Didn't have. If we didn't have any money, what would we do? Or what would happen? We would be homeless. We would starve. We should think about moving to a cheaper apartment. Okay, we should. Let's stick should in there instead of would. We should. I'll just put we should move because I've not got enough room on my screen. We should move to a cheaper apartment. I'll just put APT. Okay, we should move. So now we're using should in our sentence. I would buy a new ticket, a new lottery ticket. We would have to take a second job. Excellent sentences here. Really nice. That's why I love this game, because everyone comes up with different ideas. It's really nice. Okay, if we didn't have, I'm going to use should. Shouldn't. Well, you could use shouldn't. We should move to a cheaper apartment because we haven't got any money. If we didn't have any money, we should move to a cheaper apartment. It wouldn't be shouldn't move to we shouldn't move to a more expensive apartment, wouldn't it? So we should move. So we're using should instead of would. Almost exactly the same, because but we're going off. So we should move to it if we moved. Yeah, or if, so because this is a new if clause, isn't it? So we don't need should in it. If we moved to a new apartment, what would happen? If we moved to a new apartment, what would happen? I'll probably fit another one on here after this. I would sell some furniture. Furniture is a collective noun for, so it doesn't have S, it's not plural, furniture. I would sell some furniture. Nice. You'd sell your furniture if you didn't have any money. I would sell my jewellery. I don't have any jewellery, as you can see. But if I had some jewellery, I would sell it. We would have to greet all the neighbours, yeah, or we would have to meet all the neighbours. If we moved it to a new apartment, we would have to, let's say, greet all our new neighbours. If we greeted, yeah. So this is a great game to play if you're using irregular verbs as well in it, because of the fact that you have to put it into the past. You're having to think about your sentences. We would have to greet all the neighbours. So if we greeted all the neighbours, then what would happen? Yeah, what would happen? What fantastic. So this is the game anyway. So you can play this on your own. You could just do it with a piece of paper, jotting it down and changing it across to practice doing all your conditionals. You could do it in a group of friends. Yeah, we would make new friends. We would, if we made new friends. So make into made. If we made new friends, then what? Who's going to continue while I clean my board? Yeah, so right, so this was a bit shorter class than I did at the weekend because I had more time. But anyway, just to let you know, this week I have put on classes. Let me just have a look if I can log into TikTok on here and see when I've scheduled several classes. So if you're following me, you can actually sign up to the classes. Let me see if I can. I have to just change. Oh, this is really annoying me. Profile, there we go. Change my profile on here. I can tell you when my classes are for the rest of the week. So we have a live event scheduled today. I also, let me have a look on Live Centre so that I can tell you when all the classes are. Live events, there we are. So we've got the conditionals today, the 6th. Sorry, that's July, isn't it? Tomorrow we're going live as well. So I've written one for 7 o'clock tomorrow. English writing error correction. So we're just going to do some error correction in some writing texts. So that's tomorrow, which is, what day is it today? Tuesday, Wednesday. So I've put 7 o'clock, which is 7 p.m. Canaries, 8 p.m. Peninsular, so Madrid time, Peninsular. Error correction, so that's error correction. Why can't I write today? Error correction for writing. So that's tomorrow. And then I have another one scheduled for the 8th. So if tomorrow is the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, so it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday I've scheduled it for Saturday at 11:30 a.m. 11:30 Canarias. So that will be 12:30 Peninsular. Okay, so those are the lives that I have scheduled already for this week, and I will be putting this video up on YouTube as soon as I get a chance to download it. So these are the 2 lives. If you follow along, then I will be putting an announcement on TikTok as soon as about half an hour before I go live, just to remind everyone. Thank you, miss, you're welcome. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll try and do something on Sunday as well, but I've not scheduled it in the events yet on TikTok. It depends, because on Saturday I tend to go diving, and this Saturday I have a dive scheduled at 9 o'clock. So I'm sort of calculating that if I'm diving at 9 o'clock, it usually takes me 2 hours to get back, and I need to stay at sea level for an hour before I come up to my house, because I live at like 750 metres above sea level. So I will be doing this from my class in Playa San Juan. Okay, so I'll be doing this from my classroom down there. I'm at home at the moment. This is my house classroom. Whereas on Wednesday, tomorrow, I will probably be in my class as well, because I finish work at 7 o'clock tomorrow, and I will try to go live straight after. So if you come in tomorrow, so replying to the comment above, can somebody name the 3 consecutive days without using Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Okay, so yeah, follow along if you want. On YouTube, I will be uploading this video. Isla Idiomas on YouTube, on Twitch, on X, on Facebook, everywhere. Isla Idiomas is my academy address, so this is the website for my academy. So if you're in Tenerife, you want classes. If you're holidaying in Tenerife and you want to send your kids to summer camp, we do summer camp in July and August. Classroomgames.net is where I upload materials. So if you're a teacher or a student looking for games and things like that, I do put stuff on there. And when I put stuff on there, I usually do a TikTok to announce it too. Okay, so if you're following me, you will get those videos announcing when things go on. Okay, I'm going to have some tea now. I'm going to go and eat. So nice to see you all again. It's really nice. I'm really enjoying doing all the yesterday, today, tomorrow. That was the game answer. Oh, okay. I will be here in your lives. Excellent. I'll see you tomorrow then. Bye bye. Have a nice evening, everyone.